It was coming at me, though. They attacked the shit out of him. The guy was coming at me crazy. What? Yeah. Wait, I was taking a picture right now. Mattie.
Maybach music.
Can anybody out there hear me? Hear me?
On this team, we fight for that itch. On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone else around us to pieces for that itch.
Coming in at 320 kilobytes per second, it's time for Mattie C's Sports for you and me.
What the fuck is up? They ain't touching me for nothing. Gang shit is not my business. I ain't not the one to fuck with.
All right, everybody. Mattie Sports for you and me. Mattie C Sports for you and me. Got a special guest here. My man, Killa Kam, Arnold. How you doing this morning, man?
I'm doing very well, thanks.
So I have to say, you probably have the best promotion poster I've ever seen for, it was K. Shiden's 56, and the one you fought before with Michael Taylor, that's where the picture came from. So I have to say you had the best poster out of all the events I've been to. So you get the congrats on that, bro.
Thank you, man. It's I actually had a little chat with Nick Haler, one of the media guys over there, content creators, I guess you would call them. Takes a lot of photos, pre-fight, during the fight, post-fight, just kind of catching the raw moments between the fighters. Now, I'm not sure if it was, I believe it was, what's her name? Martina Giannetti, I believe her name is.
Yeah, Martina Giannetti. Yep.
Yeah, I believe
one of the.
I believe she's one. I believe she's the one that caught the photo. But Nick was actually having a conversation with me about how I should create more content and just put more stuff out there and just be more consistent with it. And we kind of had this conversation about how it's hard for me to express myself, and especially out in the open on social media in some ways. So when they get those pictures, that's like I was telling Nick, it's they're catching, I think, the most raw, authentic form of myself and what I feel on the inside, through outer expression.
Yeah, and you showed at that fight, like, dude, it was insane. Like, you had the heart of just like a warrior. I just saw you just pounding and pounding and pounding and not like giving up. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, when I saw you on the ground just hammering away, I was like, damn, this kid's got the tools, man.
Yeah,
it's a good thing to see.
One of my coaches, he's like, you could have gone for the sub right there. You had his back and neck. And looking back, I remember seeing it there, but, when I'm in the moment in a fist fight, out of everything, that's honestly, not what I'm going for. I'm there to hurt somebody and I'm looking for damage. I know I have the power to put anybody's lights out, but I want to inflict damage, and, I want to see blood, and, and as cliche as that sounds, it's how I feel,
Yeah, I mean, that's how some fighters are. It's like, well, you could have done or you should have done, and it's like, no, I was in the moment. Like, I'm ready to throw down. Like, I'm not done. Like, I'll tell you when I'm done, and it showed for sure. I mean, you got your point across for sure.
Yeah, that's like the most. Yeah, that's me. You know what I mean? That's who I am that's who I feel like I am on the inside. It's something that's been inside of me for such a long time, and whether it's been expressed in rather not more in a good way, I guess you'd say, in my younger days, and when I started fighting back in 2017 and training. Within 6 months, I had my first fight. So, I'm kind of late to the game, but it's something that I've known that's been inside me forever. When I was a kid, there's two things I envisioned, and that was being a professional fighter or a professional hockey player. So,
Oh, well, thing in common. I retired from the game of hockey my freshman year of high school, so
yeah,
I don't have my name in the Raptors or anything, but I'm stamped as a player on the roster.
Yeah. I played hockey my entire life. I've been skating since I was 2 years old. So, I was named after Cam Neely, just spelt with a K, and so, hockey's been in my family for a very long time, and I kind of took that role as Cam Neely. He was my favorite player growing up, and so I watched a lot of him, or watched a lot of hockey with him, just being a bruiser and being a goal scorer and, just being the ultimate complete hockey player. And although we're completely different body types, I played a lot like him. So I guess you could say I took that same kind of mentality and competitiveness and competitive drive and, put it with who I really am, and that's a fighter. And, you kind of get what you see here.
So do you get like the YouTube or the hockeyfights.com Cam Neely fights, and then you try to see what kind of stuff you can throw down? It's like one's for you. That one's for you, Cam.
No, it's you'd be surprised, man, because now I watch hockey fights and I picture myself now as a trained fighter, and I picture myself in those moments of what I would do with skates on, and it's kind of interesting in how that art would play out, because fighting with skates on that's an art all in itself. I played in like this before I started fighting. I played in this like beer league type deal where you couldn't check because people had to go to work the next day. But if two people were willing to fight, you could fight on the ice. So I was out on the ice scrapping with some people, and so you get a good kind of feel for it. And now that I'm trained, it's like, what would happen now?
I mean, I don't even know what hockey teams are out in Maine right now. I mean, is the Portland Pirates still a thing, or is that?
No, dude, they haven't been. They haven't been.
I think when I met my wife, they were playing there. That was the last time I remember them. That was
that must have been
13
years ago. Yeah, I was gonna say that was a long time ago. They have the Mariners now, but it's nowhere near what the Portland Pirates were. So it's hockey in Maine has kind of dwindled a little bit. But
you only got UM pretty much.
Yeah, UMaine. Like back when I was a kid, UMaine was a stud program, and I haven't followed UMaine in quite some time, but I know as a kid they were making some headlines.
Yeah, they had like Paul Correa, all those big time players.
They've always had nasty goaltending. They've always had really good goaltending. Jimmy Howard. They got, I believe, Jordan Swayman, who's on the Bruins right now, is from UMaine, if I'm correct.
Jordan Swayman, yeah, I think he is from UM.
Ben Bishop, another goalie that was from UMaine. Man, who else? There's quite a few. Good hockey players that come from Maine, but I don't think it is what it was back in the day.
And people, I think we're gonna talk to Killa Kam right here more because we can talk hockey and MMA. It's what I've been waiting for.
Yeah.
So back to business. So January 7th, that'll be New Year. And that's when we'll probably see you again, an interview with you. So you're fighting Will Smith, kind of 3-5, and he can scrap himself, and he's taking you on at Cage Titans 57, which is January 7th. So how do you feel about fighting Will right now?
You know what? I have nothing but respect for Will. Will is a veteran in our game, in our region. He's a game opponent, game competitor. and he always shows up to fight. You know, I don't think I've heard of him pulling out. You know, he has fought for Bellator. You know, he was a regional champion as an amateur. So there's a lot of good things there that I like, you know, that I can put on my resume as I build. You know, that's kind of what we're here for. We got to test ourselves, you know, and you know, it's like a ladder. As your career is playing out, you have certain checkpoints that you want to hit, you know, and I'm 2-0 as a pro right now. I think Will is a great test for me, and I'm looking forward to it playing out.
And it's funny, when I first started with Cage Titans, that was Cage Titans 50, and that was the first time I saw you fight against Rob Fuller. And I really didn't have to watch that much. There wasn't too much time on the clock, but you know, I was like, this kid's got the fight in him. And then you came back in 55. So I mean, is there good promotions up in Maine? I mean, for me, it's like I'm around the New England, like I would say Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island. Like there's a lot of fighters I know up there. And then, you know, you Maine guys are starting to make your way, like Tyler Smythe and you and stuff like that. So you guys are making names for yourselves up there.
Yeah, you know, Maine, this is the thing with Maine is like, you know, in just in life, you know, Maine is a lot slower than say Massachusetts, you know, just in life, you know. One of my previous bosses, my foreman, he's from Massachusetts. He moved up here and he couldn't stand it because of how slow it was up here, you know. So it trickles into everything, you know, hockey, fighting. You know, we have the talent. You know, the thing is, and we, to answer your question, we do have a promotion up here. To me, Cage Titans is the best promotion in New England. You know, there is no other promotion I would rather fight for. You know, that's no dig at any other promotion in Maine or outside of Maine. It's just Michael Polvier, the whole, everybody, you know, everybody from the ushers to Polvier's mom, who's at the front door. You know, everybody treats me with love and respect. You know, and you know, I want to treat people the way I expect to be treated. You know, so if I'm being nice to you, you know, and genuine, that's something that should be reciprocated, right? So,
right.
Cage Titans, they've done nothing but constantly improve the promotion. Every single show I attend, there's something new, something better. And that's what we should aspire to be in doing life. We should be better than what we were yesterday. You know, I'm not perfect. I know that. I fucked up yesterday. You know, it is what it is. But I'm aiming to be better, you know, and that's something that Cage Titans really exemplifies, you know. And if other promotions would more so maybe not even follow their model, but you know, take some notes, you know, and you know,
exactly.
We're all in this region together, and this part of the problem in Maine MMA, I believe personally, it's my own opinion, is everybody thinks that this is the UFC up here, you know, so everybody is beefing with each other. And we're all in one state, you know what I mean? They're not even beefing with guys in New England. They're beefing with each other inside the state. Now, if you watch the roster for Cage Titans and you watch the guys across New England who are legitimate professional fighters, they're helping each other get better. Now, I go down to Florida. I'm actually going to be going down to Orlando here in a couple of weeks. I go down to Florida to get some really good training in. I know what those guys put in for work. I know what kind of talent they have in a room at one time. You know what I mean? And they're doing this on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? So their talent is like, it's really good. You know what I mean? And so I know what New England has to offer. We are one of the toughest regions in the world. You know, we need to work together. We gotta find that room where the best guys in New England can train together, you know. And I'm not saying any of us should be avoiding anybody, but there's a place in time where the top have to fight. You know what I mean? If that be over a title or a number one contender whatever that may be. You know what I mean? Then you can test yourselves amongst those lines, But I think for the most part, we should be helping each other out and getting to the next level. Because if you watch some of the guys, in New England that get to the UFC, it doesn't look good when they get there, And I really do think that we can be with that, with those types of people,
Right. And, I totally agree with you with Cage Titans and Mike Paul Bear. Like, when I first started this and, from the concession stands to his son selling shirts to his mom at the door to every single solitary in that person in that building is satisfied. I mean, I could even bring my 4-year-old daughter there. That's how, like, family atmosphere that place is. And I love it because, like, it's such an open arm place. And
it's crazy because I am so excited to get down to Plymouth. I get down there early in the week and I just hang out because I love the energy there. You know what I mean? Like everybody there in the area is passionate. You know what I mean? The people in the, even beyond that, put Cage Titans together, but the fans. And I hate using that word because we're all just regular people, you know what I mean? Somebody somewhere is just supporting you, you know what I mean? Whether it be family, friend, or they've seen the way you fight and they like it, So we're not superstars here, Some of us may be later on, but as of right now, we have a lot of supporters that come to Cage Titans and they're all passionate about fighting. I think that's one of the biggest reasons why it keeps making me come back, aside from being treated so well.
Yeah, it's an excellent spot, and Mike Paul Bear has welcomed me with open arms every single time. And I message him every time and said, "Am I good for this card?" And he's like, "You don't have to ask me." I was like, "It's just what people do. You gotta ask before you don't just come in like a superstar, like you say." Right. But it is the atmosphere, man. And my daughter has a favorite fighter. I won't say who, but she definitely wants to see him. And the fighter said, "Yeah, well, it's going to be a late one, so she'll need a nap." And I was like, "Yep, probably." Yeah. So it's just that spot, man. Like it's not like people get rowdy out of control, like they want to throw beer at a fighter or like want to fight a fighter. Like that's what I respect about this. It's a family orientated atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's awesome, man. You get a little bit of everything in there, and I have just as much fun going there, and I'll drive 3.5 hours to get there. I don't care, just to watch the fights and be a fan of the game. I think that's just as enjoyable, just because you see the passion within the crowd, and it's something to be felt.
And the thing you were saying too, Cam, was when you were saying about, the guys in Maine are clashing with each other. It's like the guys in Massachusetts, guys in Connecticut, or I should say women too, in Rhode Island, are all like against each other. And the best thing I heard in an interview was Mike Rodriguez. He fought in the UFC. He's from Boston. And he told me, we all don't need to start beef with each other. We all need to have New England rise up and be our own spot where, hey, you don't fuck around in New England. Like we're all one unit. Like,
exactly.
Yeah, like California's got California. I've interviewed a guy from California, great guy, and they fight hard too. Like they fight hard everywhere, but like if you can have a region that's like, oh shit, they're from New England, like, oh, like better watch out for this dude.
Like I'll go down to Florida and I'll go to this gym, and the thing is, they have killers from wall to wall, man. Even their amateur fighters are great fighters, but you still see them going out to other gyms and cross training with other people. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm sure they have in-state beef everywhere. You know what I mean? I'm sure they have that, but it's like, that's the biggest difference from Maine to outside of Maine and inside of New England I've noticed is you see a lot of guys starting to come together more, where Maine is like a lot of the guys are fighting with each other. So
and people forget the world itself has different fighting organizations. Like I talked to a UFC fighter from Canada. Like it's very, very hard. Like we're like, as you guys, not saying you guys in particular, but like they're spoiled in a way because there's gyms everywhere. In Canada, there's maybe 5 or 6 in a region, and Canada's huge. So it's like, it's like it's kind of like you wish you had the resources, but they have to come down to the United States to even train, drive like you said, 3 or 4 hours just to train every day.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's tough, man, and especially in a growing sport. This sport is, I think, the fastest growing sport, out there, really. You come out on any given card and you could see a new fighter that's young, that's more complete than we've ever seen, and it seems like it's happening more and more as time goes by, as to oppose where 10 years ago, I'm not sure if anybody, maybe not 10 years ago, but probably like 15, 20 years ago, I'm not sure if those guys could hang within the top 10 of today's fighters, so
right.
It's tough, man. You watch the evolution of the sport, and you got countries like Canada that have so many gyms per capita, I guess, and it's going to be tough for the talent pool to get better, so with that being said, I'd love for everybody to get together and just help each other out and get to that next level, because I believe we can do it.
And that's the thing, is like, people, like, how big fighting's gone, like with you're very popular around here and stuff like that, and you're popular in your home state, where people weren't paying attention before. Like, really, if you think about it, like, they weren't paying attention to, there was always the Conor McGregors, the Jose Aldos, the Chuck Liddell, the OG stuff, like Tito Ortiz. Now it's like, pick a fighter, it could be yours. Like, there's so many fighters everywhere.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, and it's like I said, man, you're seeing them come out more complete, and you're seeing less specialty fighters, and the more dangerous we get, the faster we get, the stronger we get. You're going to see some pretty cool things coming forward, in the next few years, I think.
Well, you're already fucking dangerous, man. That's why your name's Killa. So tell people, you having Killa merch come back, or you got a new design coming out? What you got?
So I'm actually in the talks with my apparel guys right now. With us being a month out, I'm kind of on the fence of either coming out with a new design or running with the same design that I have right now, but in different colors, I guess. So I do actually like the current design that I have. I did put out a lot of those t-shirts, so who knows? We could come out with another round of those bad boys and disperse some more,
Well, Paul Vera, I'm sorry, bro. He has Cam in his shirt, and my last name's Cameron, so I think I'll have to purchase one of those. Sorry, bud. Not being I'll be biased, but a little bit on Cam's side with that one.
Yeah. You know what? I gotta give it to Polvier about his t-shirts, man. Like, I don't know if you get the same ones we do, but the way they fit on my body, I love them. I'll wear them every day.
Yeah. I got so many of them, dude. It's crazy. And then it's funny because I usually buy one for another person that always goes, because he helps me out too with my show and stuff. So they're always good ones. And it was funny, the show before, I don't know what the thing. Before Cage Titans 54, they had like a Seattle Mariners color t-shirt, and it just happened to be I was wearing a Seattle hat, and I was like, this is like destiny. So I was like,
there'll be times I'll FaceTime Polvier just because I know he gets a lot of messages. I'll see he's active, so I'll just give him a quick video chat just to get whatever is on my mind across, see what he thinks. And I'll be wearing a Cage Titans shirt. Like, did you fucking plan this? Da, 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 da. I'm like, nah, man. I tell you every time, it's one of my favorite t-shirts, I love the way they fit, People think I'm a middleweight wearing these things.
Oh, and I've seen on different promotions, like, they're wearing those Cage Titan shorts. You know what I mean? Like, I see them wearing those. So it's like,
smart, man.
There it is. There's the advertising right
And
there.
see, that's another thing is you see what they give us. I'm not sure if you see what they give us, but the things
I
that they
do.
give us
I'm up
out
there.
back, man, you can't, you can't match that. Like, sure, I don't want free tie shorts. You know what I mean? Like that stuff is awesome, man. They give you snacks, they give you t-shirts, they have a picture of you right there, team, whatever your last name is. They have it all set up and it makes it feel like it's like you're close, you're close to being right there, and I guess part of the reason is they want to get you used to it. They same thing with the press conferences, they want to get you used to having a camera stuck in your face. They want you to get used to having a microphone, right here talking in front of people, whether it be talking trash or spitting facts. You want to speak straight and clear and make sure everybody hears you.
My mic will be there, bro. Just win the goddamn fight.
I can't wait, man. It's gonna happen.
Whoever wins, I love Will too. So
yeah, I respect Will. I would not be mad about losing. Would I be upset? Sure, but I would not be mad in the slightest about losing to Will. Like I said, he's a game opponent, game competitor. He has a lot of skill set, and I want this fight to test myself. You know what I mean? I don't want to be one of these guys that just comes out here and crushes all the cans. You know what I'm saying? And no disrespect to anybody by any means, because I respect anybody that steps across the cage from me. Let alone getting in the cage. Getting in the cage with me is a complete different animal. So I'm literally fighting for my life, and that's the way I feel, man. And you're not gonna hurt me in front of my daughters, and it's fight or flight at that moment. And I know I prepared well. I know I'm still preparing well, and I'm getting better. That's the beauty of it. I know Will is probably getting better himself, but I'm working my ass off, and I'm gonna prove to everybody why I'm one of the baddest dudes in this regions at any weight class.
I respect that, man. And I'll go in the cage with you, but I'll only take a picture or something with you. I ain't going in there to go fight with you, man. Fuck that.
We'll put a good promo on.
That sounds good, man. Anything to help you or me. So my final thing for you, Cam, is what do you expect from Cage Titans in January? And then do you have a goal for how many fights you kind of want to look forward to fighting in the new year?
I plan on attacking that Dana White's Contender Series contract. That's what I'm eyeing this year. I believe I'm only a few fights away, with a couple of good tests. I beat Will in the fashion that I beat everybody in. And like I said, I'm not trying to rely on my hands. I know what my hands do, and every fight starts on their feet, right? And I'm skilled in every aspect. I'm willing to take the fight anywhere. I know I could beat him anywhere. But I want to finish him in a violent manner. I know that's going to catch the eyes of the brass. They're going to go back into my amateur career. They're going to see what I did in my amateur career, 6-1 with 6 knockouts. I was a 3-time Bantamweight champion for NEF. I was former #1 in New England. So it goes on, and then they're going to see that carry over into my pro career. I see myself going 4-5-0 and getting that call. So I think it's about timing and opportunity and being prepared. And, as long as I'm serious about this and I have everyone around me with all hands on deck, I know what I can do. So it's just a matter of putting in that work.
Well, Cam, I appreciate you coming on the show. And I think our beard game's strong, so I'll make a deal. So you keep winning and you get to the Dana White Contender Series. I won't cut my beard until you get to that point. Actually, do I want to do that? Yeah. I'll make the deal. Don't lose, and I won't cut it. Because our beard game is strong right now.
I know. And you know what? I'll make the deal with you, too, even though Polvier hates this. He personally told me he likes to see me clean cut. He doesn't want to see me looking like a wild man. And but same thing. You know, I keep winning. I'll keep going her out. You know, she gets pretty hefty. So
it's a weapon for kids, dude. It is a total weapon.
God, when they get underneath on the neck.
With the pinch too. Oh, that's the worst. Or on the cheeks, man. They get you on the cheeks, and that's tough too. Oh man. But yeah, Cam, good luck with, well, I shouldn't say luck, but take care of business. January 7th, everybody, tickets will be on sale. Well, actually, it'll be the new year and you'll already fight. But watch out for this guy, man. He's got some skills. He's got the tools. He's got the hands. He's got fucking hammers, man.
Yes. If you don't mind, I'd just like to give a shout out to my team, Recon MMA.
And your sponsors too, if you want as well.
My sponsors. I'd love to give a shout out to my gym, Recon MMA, my boxing coach, and my boxing gym, Cugno Boxing over in Lewiston. I want to thank all my supporters, my family, my wife especially for making this happen. My sponsors, Excel Mechanical Construction, Carl and Sons Flooring, Gap Paving. Who else we got? Main Street Supply Co., Arnold's Crystal Clean LLC, Beyond Strength, Venture Wildcat 2, New Life Wellness, and Level Up Barber Co.
Excellent. So anybody up in the Lewiston area or around the area, go check out all that stuff and support fighters like Cam and their sponsors. So Cam, thank you again. I'll see you January 7th, and we'll see the hell of a show you put on as always.
Thank you, man. And also thank you to the Shea up in Waterville, Maine. I appreciate you guys as well. So thank you. I appreciate your time, man, and I look forward to doing this again.
January 7th. I better see you.
I'll see you there. It's written in stone.
All right, or I'll go up to the fighters' room and I'll come say hi.
We'll see each other. I'm sure we will. It's already done. It's happened.
All right, buddy. Killa Kam Arnold and Mattie C. We'll see you guys later. Thank you.
Thank you, man. See you later, my bro.
Thanks for watching Mattie C's Sports for You and Me. Make sure to follow Mattie C on Matt Cameron23 on Twitter, Mattie C23 on Instagram, and subscribe to Mattie C's Sports for You and Me on YouTube.
What the fuck is up? They ain't touching me for nothing. Gang shit is not my business. I ain't not the one to fuck with. I bring the flow with lyrical stamina, rapping a million miles. One point I'm an animal, then I'm a cannibal, taking my pick and I pounce. Bold and serious, cold amphibious track murderer. A cup I need by no one, so I got my back. Vertebra, the heat is up, extinguisher. I got the track burning up. Don't think to touch 6 feet's enough to get the match to combust. Diamond, strike it, ignite on any gift and surface solid. Callous, symbols that come from